Hi, this is Pamela Worth with the Hello Health podcast. And today I have Cherie Calbom. She is the juice lady and also the truth about seed oils. And she provides so much knowledge and information, as well as sold over 3.5 million copies of her over 36 books, which is super impressive. So thank you, Cherie, for being on.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. So exciting to talk about my favorite topic, health, nutrition.
So, a lot of people hear a lot of things about the benefits of juicing, and then a lot of people hear a lot of things about the dangers of seed oils. Can you kind of tell us when to implement what things and at what stages of life, and tell us, kind of all the things you've been sharing and learning?
Juicing's good any stage of life, anywhere you're at, healthy or not healthy. It's going to be good for everybody because it's like vitamin, mineral, enzyme, phytonutrient, biophoton enzymes in a glass. So I call it, you're drinking your supplement and energizing for everybody and healing. So, and you can juice up all sorts of vegetables. I have the 80-20 rule, 80% vegetables, 20% juice. So you aren't getting too much sugar and it's good for the entire family. And then seed oils, I that's my new book, The Truth About Seed Oils. I'll show you. Just came out. And it's exposing the dangers of the oils that we were told were so good for us, like canola and grapeseed oil and corn and soy, safflower and sunflower, peanut, rice bran. All of those we were told were good, and they're not. They're industrially made oils, and they're cheap. And because they're so cheap, they're everywhere because companies love to purchase them, put them in their foods. Restaurants love to use them because they're inexpensive. So for fast food and just your normal restaurant where you would dine out, probably using seed oils. So we're just bombarded by them everywhere, and people just don't realize how absolutely dangerous they are for our health.
So, first question is, what is not a seed oil? What is a good seed oil, and at what temperatures, right? Because you hear different stories about when you can use certain things.
Yes, so actually the fruit oils are really good, and that's olive, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil. Avocado, it has the highest smoke point, and coconut oil and olive oil are more like medium and low. You can also use oil of butter, they call it ghee or clarified butter, and sesame seed oil is still considered okay because it's used in small amounts. People don't buy a lot of it, and it hasn't hit the industrial mainstream processing that the other oils have. So that's your top five. And then your omega-3 rich oils are also very good, but they have to be used cold. And that's like walnut oil, flaxseed oil, hemp oil, black seed oil. Those would be for drizzling on your salads, putting in your smoothies, or just taking a tablespoon of that because you want to up your omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, so that's super super helpful. Now, what do you what do you suggest for people? I mean, obviously you can control things at home, but when you're out, what do you suggest in terms of eating or doing or anything?
Yes, so eating out is a challenge. Shopping can be a challenge. I have a little tool for you, and you can get a free trial on the app. Just go to my landing page, thetruthaboutseedoils.com, and Seed Oil Scout is a great app for your phone, and you can get a free trial right now and use it for the little map that shows restaurants all around where you live. There'll be the little green bubbles, and those are seed oil free restaurants. And then it has a scanner. So you can just turn that phone right onto the barcode, scan it. It'll tell you if there's seed oil in the product and other nasty ingredients. It'll tell you what's in that product that you want to buy. So, we can't be perfect. I know. It's not possible. We can do our best and make the best choices that we can. And I know sometimes you'll eat out because everybody you're going with wants to go to a restaurant that cooks with seed oils. That's okay once in a while, but what you do most days of your life is what really adds up. So that's where wise shopping comes in, reading labels. I have a wise shopping guide at the last chapter of The Truth About Seed Oils, helping you make those choices. So when you're choosing things like chips, popcorn, crackers, get those with the good oils in them, like olive oil. You can find avocado oil chips. Seed tallow, beef tallow is also a good one if you're not vegan. Beef tallow has a very high smoke point, and so chips cooked in beef tallow would be fine as well. There are more restaurants too switching over to beef tallow, like Steak and Shake, Popeyes, and Outback are three I know of that have gone to beef tallow for cooking fried foods.
What about certain types of dishes or anything probably with a sauce or anything that, is like kind of like an obvious, you probably need to think twice.
Oh my goodness. The sauces, the dressings, right? Um, so again, we've got to be really wise shoppers. So if you're making your own sauce, of course, you can choose the oil that you're going to use or your dressing. But if you're buying store-bought, then that's where wise shopping comes in. I shop with a little magnifying glass or my scanner on my phone to find out what's actually in that. What's in that salad dressing? What's in that mayonnaise? What's in that sauce I'm buying? So much of it is seed oil, and it will be listed though as vegetable oil oftentimes, not the particular oil like soy or corn or canola. Vegetable oil is still the same thing. It was a marketing term developed back probably in the 50s to make people feel comfortable with this industrial processed oil. And it wasn't until about 2010 that people started calling it what it really is. It's not vegetable oil, there are no vegetables in there. It's seed oil and it's made with seeds. But let me tell you why it's so bad for us. It's how it's processed. In the industrialization of these seeds made into oil, goes through very high temperature to start off with, like about 500 degrees. And that is very, very harmful for the very delicate fatty acids in these seeds. They're polyunsaturated fatty acids, meaning that they have more than one set of double bonds. Double bonds means that they can be broken pretty easily. And high heat and then all the rest of that processing that those oils go through breaks those double bonds very easily and they turn into free radicals, carcinogenic products, and things like aldehydes and lipid peroxides, creating oxidative stress in our bodies. But it doesn't end there. They pour in very toxic chemicals into the mix, like hexane, to extract that last little bit of oil out of the seeds, and then neutralizers and deodorizers and bleaching agents. And by the time they're done, we've got a lot of chemicals that are poured into these oils. Big, big vats of oil. And well, first it's a slurry, a big, mushy, awful looking mess, but it comes out as a golden oil. And we're told they're heart healthy. They're the opposite. They are not heart healthy and they're not healthy for the body at all. But it was a jingle and a commercial and the government getting involved and everybody getting on board saying these are the heart healthy oils and these are the ones you need. And it's kind of stuck for decades until now the truth is getting out.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, is it that you can't absorb those oils correctly in your body? Is it causing inflammation? I mean, I'm assuming that the chemicals just are kind of building up in our body and causing other illnesses. But tell us kind of what your history has told you.
All of the above. It's very inflammatory, creating oxidative stress and linked to all sorts of diseases like heart disease and cancer and diabetes and metabolic disorders and Alzheimer's, dementia, emotional issues, anxiety, depression, aggression. But also, the body does not incorporate these oils well. The membranes of our cells are fat, mainly fat. And if we don't give the body the right kind of fat to replace when it needs to replace the fat to build and maintain that cell membrane, we're going to have faulty fats that are going to be slipped in there because the body's going to give what we give it, it's going to use. And if it's only got a faulty fat to use, it will use it. And then that creates faulty cells. and that creates aging, premature aging, all sorts of inflammatory conditions in the body. It's linked to obesity. Inflammation is linked to obesity. On and on it goes. In chapter 2 of our book, we've got the science behind everything I just named and so much more.
Now, what if someone wants to go through some sort of detox or kind of help their body kind of clean itself up? Do you have any suggestions on that?
I absolutely do. So we can start right now. This can be day one, and you can clean up your act, so to speak, by choosing, first of all, only good oils. If you have a jar of one of the oils I just named, like canola or soy or grapeseed oil, if you don't mind, it would be a good idea to toss it and replace it with olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. But secondly, to bring down the inflammation, create a balance. And we now in America have a great imbalance, most people do anyway, I should say, of omega 6 seed oils, or rich in omega 6 fatty acids, also known as linoleic acid, to omega 3 fatty acids. We should be about a 4-to-1 to a 1-to-1 ratio, and we're more like a 20-to-1 ratio. 20 omega 6 from these seed oils, primarily causing that, to a 1 of omega 3s. Well, we need a better balance. So, up your omega 3s. Where do we get omega 3s? From, I named them a little earlier, some of them anyway, like flaxseed oil, walnut oil, some hemp seed oil, black seed oil is another one. You can just pour a tablespoon in your smoothie, for example, or your juice, or take a tablespoon at night before you go to bed. That's what I do. Also increase other options like cold water fatty fish from um, uh, free range, not farm raised, and sardines, trout falls in that category, and then whole grains. There's some of the good oil in the whole grains. So we want a whole foods diet. We want to get a good balance of omega 3s and really cut down on the omega 6s. That's going to help us tremendously because as cellular turnover takes place in your body and you have the right fats, the good fats, it will utilize that. It will start utilizing those omega 3s, which affect your brain and affect your skin, affect your heart. The whole body needs omega-3 fatty acids. So we can start bringing balance right away.
Thank you. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you want to make sure that we share with the audience and how they can find out more about you as well?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, you never know what might correct for you when you start getting those seed oils out of your diet. I had one young woman I worked with who had migraine headaches for a long time and no one could figure out why. And then she decided she was going to try and get rid of as much of the seed oils in her diet as possible. And the migraines went away and never came back. So you just don't know. But one thing I can tell you for sure, you will be preventing diseases down the line. If you don't make changes, this could lead to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, metabolic issues, all sorts of hormone imbalances, um, because these seed oils are hormone disruptors, skin issues like acne, eczema, psoriasis. So, prevention, if you don't have any of that right now, prevention is amazing. It's the answer so that you don't develop something. If you have something, it could be part of the answer for correcting your condition and turning it around. So I always say to people, you'll just never know how good you can feel and what can happen until you start making some of these changes. So do come connect with me and get more information. First of all, I want you to get my book. You've got to get my book, The Truth About Seed Oils, because in it is over 50 fabulous recipes, giving you examples of how to use various oils and fats in different recipes, and also the Wise Shopping Guide, as I mentioned. I've got a chart on smoke point for the various oils and fats that you would want to cook with so you know which can withstand the high heat and which you've got to turn that heat down so you don't start smoking that oil and creating toxic byproducts right in your own kitchen. So I've got a lot of tools and information too on my website. If you go to my landing page, thetruthaboutseedoils.com, there's some free gifts there. There's the 21-day menu plan that's free, and the Seed Oil Scout app that is the free trial.
That's great. Thank you so much, Cherie, for being on today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.